Yeah, but I'm mostly I'm doing this for me, you know, I'm doing this because I need to do this, you know, I need to get back. I need to get back on that horse and get over these, you know, crazy times and years and show myself that, you know, that resilience is going to pay off, and I got to work towards just that self-improvement and moving forward.
Hey, how do you feel about Miesha Tate calling you out again?
I feel like she should, you know, if she wants to fight me again after a you know, somewhat controversial loss, then that's normal. You know, I would want the same thing. I think it's, you know, that fight, that was the first 2 rounds I've ever lost in my career, and I feel like it was, you know, she did good and my head wasn't right, and you know, she's done what she should do as a fighter and competitor on this level.
Based on your performance on Saturday night's fight, would you prefer to go and challenge Ronda Rousey for the title, or have another warm-up fight after such a long layoff?
Well, none of these fights are warm-up fights. Everyone on this level is good. But yeah, I'd like to start right back off where I left off.
Feel to be back. I mean, you only got to have one experience in the UFC, and then you had the injury and everything. So, does it feel normal again for you to be here? Or?
No, not yet. You know, I was just talking today about how, you know, people are like, oh, so, you know, what's it like for you to do this? What's it like for you to do that? I'm like, I don't know. I've only done this once in the UFC. Everything else I did was local shows and a few times out of state for me. So, I mean, that's the only consistent, is that it's constantly been changing for me my whole career. So, you know, it's a strength to be able to adapt and feel, and that's where I'm at right now.
Do you feel like this is kind of almost starting over again in a way, because it has been so long, and, you know, obviously the division has shifted so much? Do you feel like this is almost like starting over again?
Yeah, and it's yes and no. I mean, it's refreshing and it's new, but at the same time, I feel like I'm ready through the experience that I've had.
Do you, I won't say get tired of, but I mean, do you understand the question so much about you and Ronda Rousey? I mean, you're fighting Amanda Nunes. She's an extremely tough fighter, but everyone's going to ask you about Ronda Rousey. So how do you balance that? I mean, I'm sure you got to answer the question, but at the end of the day, you're not fighting her right now.
No, and that's exactly the point. You know, I'm focused on this fight and this fight only. That fight can't even happen had this fight not go right. So I need to focus on making this fight the best fight of my life.
A couple months ago, when the fight was first made, I did an interview with Amanda. She did a couple interviews talking about meeting you, and she talked a lot about Ronda Rousey. I know you went kind of on Twitter about it, you know, the back and forth there. What did you think of that when she was talking about how she's going to finish you, and she was already talking about Rousey? What were your thoughts on that when that happened?
I thought her cockiness was irritating, you know, but it is what it is, and, you know, we need to do what we need to do to get ourselves ready for this fight, and if that's the approach she takes, then that's all her. You know, that's not the way I do it. I focus on me, and I don't try to game plan. I just go out there and enjoy the journey. So she can do whatever she wants. I don't care.
What's the biggest motivation for you in this fight? Is it coming back from the knee injury? Is it earning that title shot? Is it just fighting again because you've been out? Like, what is the biggest motivation in this fight?
The biggest motivation is getting back in there, you know, and overcoming so much, and just showing myself that I'm okay, that I can do this, you know, and I have a little kid looking up to me, my son, and it's, you know, any other people, any other things that have gone on that are this rough and rocky as this year has been for me, you know. I can't stop moving forward. I don't want to sit still. I have to make this work, you know, for a lot of reasons, and most importantly because I want to be an example for my son, you know, and continue to follow my dream no matter what.
Is the cage, the octagon, is that kind of where everything else falls away? All this media stuff, all the Ronda talk, all the your knee surgery, everything else.
Yeah.
Is that kind of where it's almost like church in a way, or whatever? It's just where you get to be yourself. It's you and one other person. Nothing else matters.
Yeah, you know, I call it my therapy. You know, get in there, you know, with the game opponent, and you go, and it's like people's art. It's their magic. It's the things that drive us. And for some reason in my life, that's my identity, is to go out there and be a fighter and overcome things and problem solve. And that's exactly what it is. It's like a very fixed set of problems, and you have to make it through.